actually might help. Let's see. No. What?
All right, today we are talking about what went well and what did you learn in the concussion journey. This is Pop Robot TBI.
Welcome. I'm Celia.
I'm Chaffin.
Okay, I have a question. The one of two questions. Chaffin, what went well for you this week?
I never thought you would ask. Thank you for that question. I was totally unprepared for. Actually, I am really prepared for it. I didn't think about it. Okay, what went well? Oh, okay. So I went to Barnes and Noble yesterday and was able to walk around and read the backs of books. I haven't been able to read the back. I know. I haven't been able to read the backs of books, like not an actual book. That's progress for the future. The back of books, I have not been able to read in so long. So that was amazing. I probably read like 15 backs of books, and I know all different.
I just want to say that's honestly a little reckless of you because that's a lot.
Yeah, maybe. I was feeling good though. I had no
must-
symptoms.
You must have been feeling really good. That's amazing.
Another thing, I rarely drink caffeine, and I was drinking coffee while I walked around. So that probably is why I was a little reckless, but I enjoyed it. And I barely had any, I didn't have any setback yesterday, but today I had like a 10% setback. So, it was worth it. It was highly worth it. So that went well.
That's amazing.
All right, Celia, I have a question for you. What went well for you?
Oh, my favorite thing about this is how we don't think about it in advance. And then in the moment, it's like we hope something comes into our brain, but sometimes I have brain fog and I can't think of anything. So hold on, let me access this part of my brain. I've been staying with family because they're the only ones who would take me in when I lost my job and my income from the accident and all that. Not that they're the only ones, but they were the obvious welcoming choice. And all of the furniture from my condo was in their garage, and it was looking like severe hoarder status. Not severe, but advanced hoarder status. And the idea was, well, I'm going to be better and I'm going to get my own place, because adults generally don't want to live with their parents, as far as I know. It's not like what the ideal thing is. I don't think, for me, that's not my vision. So anyways, I was hoping to just be better and be able to get back to work. And it turns out that the healing from the accident is super challenging, and the timing really isn't up to me. So my sister came through town, and she said, let's get rid of everything. And I was just like in a headspace of acceptance and just allowing that to happen. And so all of my stuff was taken and donated, and it's fairly liberating. So what went well is I handled it really well, and I felt my feelings because there's some sadness in a few different areas with that. But what went well is my ability to let go and accept my current circumstances. I feel like I'm mixed between happy and not happy about it, but think it went well that I was able to let go and, clear out all of that. And then hopefully I am making space for something new for wherever my future takes me.
That's really intense to have this dream of getting better, and you had a literal physical reminder, and also that's all your stuff. That's like, our stuff is a lot of times very attached, or we are very attached to our stuff. At least I am. I don't know about you guys. Yeah, that's really intense. And the fact that you were able to process your feelings as that happened, and then still see beauty that's going to come from it. that just shows so much resiliency, and that also shows you being really connected with yourself. Like you were able to hold yourself in the moment, and then like still holding yourself in the moment, help yourself see that like things are going to continue to get better, and this is just a step in that direction, no matter how hard it sucks.
Yeah, I think it happened for me, and as the story unfolds, I will know better as to why it happened for me. I was going to say something else, but I forgot. Oh, I remember. Look at that. Also, through the healing journey, I mean, I don't think I was ever like super into materialism, but just realizing like what really matters in this experience, this human experience. It's not materials, it's not your stuff. So, you know, when you go through something like a concussion or TBI experience, you realize, or, you know, go through any kind of like major health thing, the importance of your health, and just like what really matters, and all that stuff, none of that matters. None of it matters.
Yeah.
So
deep shift. Yeah. Okay.
So I have a question for you, Chaffin.
What's your question for me, Celia?
I want to know what you learned this week.
Oh my gosh. I never saw that question coming. Like not in a million years. Okay. What did I learn? All right. So last week I fried my brain, like put it on a frying pan and cooked it like an egg on accident.
Sure.
Yeah. On Thursday, I had 2 Zoom meetings. One was an interview, and the next one was a coaching session. And they were both supposed to be an hour, and I had planned for a 2-hour break in between. But the interview lasted 2 hours, and the coaching session, I'm sorry, it was a training session for something. I was learning something about coaching. And that person was taking time out of their day to do that for me. And that lasted 2 hours when it was supposed to last an hour. And I broke my brain because I didn't really have any time to recover. And I like could cognitively think afterwards, no problem. My brain was still functioning, but the pain was 8 out of 10. It was awful. Like I got ice and just stuck it on my brain, and then sat in a tub full of Epsom salt, like trying to just calm my brain down. And I covered it in peppermint oil and like this other oil that's supposed to help calm inflammation. And it was just hurting like crazy. And I was able to calm myself down. Like the next day I still had pain, but it went from like an 8 out of 10 to like a 4 out of 10. And by the evening it was a 0 out of 10. So I, handled it and all of that. But what did I learn is that even if someone's taking time out of their day to help me, I still need to keep my boundaries of sharing when I'm not okay. And I was doing very good at that when I was at lower percentages, because I was in the groove of when I was doing something with people, I was okay with saying like, hey, I gotta stop because my brain's not gonna be okay. But now that I'm at a higher percentage of like usually being at 60% these days for the past like month or two, I'm having to relearn my limits of what is okay and what's not okay. And so I'm like, what I'm learning is like, that was kind of a failed take care of Chaffin day on Thursday. But what I learned is that this happens again, which I'm sure it is, it's okay for me to stop whoever I'm with and be like, hey, thank you so much, but like for my health, I'm going to need to stop. Can we find another time to continue this conversation? And we're not always going to be able to do that as we do move up and level up and like take on new responsibilities. Like with the interview, I don't think I could have done that. But with the training, I definitely could have done that. I could have been at that hour, I could have said like, hey, we scheduled this amount of time and that's what I was prepared for. And I can't unfortunately go over. So yeah, it was a big learning day. I think I've learned that lesson maybe 100 times over, just in different ways. And once again, learning it in a different way.
You're stubborn.
Stubborn, don't always apply at what I'm learning again.
I mean, I'm stubborn too, but yeah, it's like you gotta know when to get off the boat.
Yep. That boat.
I love saying that because the boat really wrecked me, and I should have got off the boat.
Okay, what did you learn, Celia?
I just like feel like pain for you for like trying to do normal people things, and then they just went a little long, and then you're like sitting in a situation where you don't feel good, and then it's just getting worse and worse, and you're still sitting there and you don't really see your way out of it, and you're like, and it's just like building. Like I can relate to that, and like you're like trying to come up with your escape plan, but also your brain is failing you while you're trying to get out of it. Your like ability to think your way out, it's just going down.
Literally.
Further stuck in it.
You're the only person. I've told this story to a couple people and they're like, what did you learn? I'm like, well, blah, 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 explain what I learned. But you are the only person who's been like, oh, that's what was happening. Yes. It's like my brain was failing. I couldn't think of an exit plan.
Because you're dealing with like social norms, you know, and like it's such a strange experience.
It really is.
Okay, so what went well? Okay, I have something that went really well is I did some cleaning in my room space. I already told you this story, Chaffin, but I cleaned out, I have this like bucket of medicine, and before my healing journey really got going, I was taking medications from the doctors for like all these different things, and I was tied to the meds to manage all these different symptoms for things I had before the car accident. You know, it's like anxiety, depression, ADHD, like autoimmune stuff. It's just like pills. And then once I started I really got on track with the healing path. I knew I was like, I need to calm my nervous system. This is very apparent. You know, and so in trying to heal my brain, I healed all the other things that doctors were helping me with. Doctors, they weren't helping me. They were giving me a bunch of pills, and there was no healing going on. Anyhow, so I had been holding on to a lot of the meds because, I mean, they're like expired now, but I was like, well, just in case, what if this comes back, you know? And then I'll have to go get a prescription, but there's just like so many medications that I don't use at all anymore. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna step into the faith that based on my new lifestyle and my new level of brain health and, you know, yeah, like diet, you know, it's like really a focus on low inflammatory. You know, I don't think any of the meds, they're just not aligned with my current life, and like I don't need to live in fear that they're going to come back, that all the symptoms are going to come back, because that's not, you know, I've just changed so much about myself. And so what went well is like I let go of it all. And
what did you learn?
Oh shit. I learned I was doing another what went well.
Fine.
Um,
Amazing story. So keep going. So what did you learn?
I learned that like to just, kind of observe and have awareness of like how cool it is to see that all my hard work has paid off.
And like you're able to stay in that. And also, just looking at it from an outside perspective, you would not have been able to do that if you hadn't have created that foundational shift for yourself that has taken time. So just
Yeah.
anyone listening, Celia did not go from 1 week ago taking medication to being like, get out medication. No, it's like she has built over more than a year or what? I mean, like really hardcore the past 6 months or so, but I know you've been working on it before that. I'm just really taking care.
Yeah, it was a progression for sure. Yeah, like it was like over a year.
Yeah. So you built that foundation. So it's like, what did you learn? Me looking into your story, it's like it takes a long time, but it works. And when you build a strong foundation, it's built, like it's there. You don't have to go back and
Yeah.
rebuild it if it's a strong foundation.
So cool. It's like this this brain injury experience helped me to learn how to actually heal myself. I don't know any doctors. There are probably doctors that will guide you with that, but I went to a lot of doctors and they were on a different page. So, it is like really, really cool to actually learn this and then hopefully be able to help other people that are ready for it. But yeah, it's a baby step process. But I would say it went really well. Like I threw away all the drugs, so bye.
So bye. Okay, that concludes this segment of Pop Robot TBI.
Bye.